Good day to all and all present here. This is Ms. M. Gayathri, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Sri Krishna Swami College for Women. Today we are going to learn about control statement in Java. This is table of content. In the conclusion of this session, we learn about introduction of control statement types, selection statements, iterator statements, and jumping statements. Control statements. Control statement in Java are fundamental construct that manage the flow of program execution. They enable program to make decisions, repeat actions, or alter the normal sequential execution of code based on specific conditions. Let's discuss about control statement types. There are three statements under the control statements, which is select statement, iterator statements, jumping statements. These statements will help us to execute the program in a flow way. Selection statements. Java offers several types of selection statements. This statement is also known as decision making or conditional statements. This statement allow a program to choose different path of execution based on the specific condition. In this selection statement, there are few types of there, which is if condition, if else condition, nested if condition, if else if condition, switch statement. These types are help to make a decision, or this will help us to choose different execution path based on the condition. Discuss about if statement. If statement is the most simplest decision making. It is used to decide whether a certain statement or block of statement will execute or not. For example, if a condition is true, then a block of statement is executed. Otherwise, it is not. So the example of if condition. Here there are two conditions are there. Let's discuss about the first one. Int number equal to 10. Here int represents as data type, number represents as variable, and we are assigning the value for the variable as 10. So now let's go to the condition. If number greater than 0, that means if 10 greater than 0, the condition is true. Yes, obviously the 10 is greater than 0, right? So the first one condition is true. Now let's come to the second one. See the condition part. If number lesser than 0, that means if 10 lesser than 0, the condition is false. So in the first statement, the output will show us the statement is true. In the second condition, the output will show as none, nothing, because if as only one conditions to run, so there is none other than conditions to execute it. So if the condition is false, it doesn't show as error, or it doesn't show as any other fault, error, or false execution. It will come out as empty blank pages as the output. So this is the example of if condition. Now let's discuss about if else statement. So in the first statement, if statement alone run or execute as a condition is true, but it doesn't execute or it doesn't shows any other error if the condition is false. Here comes the if else statement. We can use the else statement with the if statement to execute a block of code, but we can also execute the false error. If the condition is false, we can execute that also by using the if else statement. So this is the example of if else statement. Here the examples are same. The int is data type, test is variable, we have assigned the value as y. Let's see the conditions. If test is greater than 10, that is 5 is greater than 10, so the condition is true. So we will execute as the first part of the program, and the else part will not execute because the condition is true at the first step. So we didn't move the we didn't go, or we don't want the else part, but it will execute. Here the expression is false. See the statement. If 5 is greater than 10, so 5 is greater than 10, if the condition is true or not, obviously is it false, right? So the first block of the statement will not execute. So now the flow of the code will directly move to the else part, and it will execute as the statement is false. So this is the example of if else statement. Let's move to nested if statement. Nested if statement. A nested if is an if statement that is the target of another if or else. Nested if statement mean as if the statement inside a if statement. Yes, Java allow us to nest if statement within if statements. So we can replace, for example, we can place an if statement inside another if statement. Yes, it is right. So see the example. There are two conditions out there, if and else. And see the example as well also. If condition, inbuilt as again if condition, else if. Same see the next one also, else if condition, again if condition and else. So the nested if condition will help us or will place if statement inside another if statement. And the next one, switch statement. The switch statement in Java is a multi-way branch statement. In a simple word, the Java switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. It is an alternative to an if-else ladder. State if provides an easy way to dispatch, execute to different part of the code based on the value of the expression. The expression can be of type byte, short, character, int, long, enums, string or wrapper class. Now we will see the syntax of the program. The syntax shows if condition is true or false, it will goes next condition. If the other condition is false, it will move to the other conditions. If the another one condition is false, it will move to the next one. So here we can use multiple number of cases. If we faces multiple number of false or multiple number of false execution, it will move one another to another. So this is the simplest example, or this is the simplest syntax of switch statement. Here we'll move to the next statement, that means second statement of the control statement. The second one is iteration statement. Iterative statement in Java, also known as loops. It will allow a block of code to be executed repeatedly, that means multiple number of times, until a certain condition is met. Java provides several types of iterative statements, which is while, do while, for loop. So this iteration statement will help us to execute the code multiple number of times in repeated form until it meet the conditions, that means certain end of the conditions. So there are three types are there in the iteration: while, do while, for loops. Now discuss about while loop. While loop is also known as iterative over the number of statement multiple times. It is also known as entry control loop or entry check loop, since the condition is checked at the start of the loop. If the condition is true, then the loop body will execute, otherwise the statement will not be executed. In the syntax itself we will know while conditions. In while loop, the code will first check the condition is true or not. If the condition is false from the starting itself, means this code will never execute, and this will shown as error. If the condition is true only, then will the while loop will execute the program or move to the next block of the code. Yeah, I'll show you an example. Number is equal to 1 while number is less than equal to 5. Print number John, number equal to num plus 1. So in this example, number is equal to 1. So number as variable. Now I will assigning a value as 1. While number is less than 5. Is it true? Yes, 1 is less than 5, right? So the condition is true. Then the coding part will move to the next one. Print number comma John. So the number comma Johns means 1 equal to num equal to 5. So 5 plus 1. So the John is printed as 5 times. Do while loop. Do while loop check the condition at end of the loop after execute the loop condition. When the number of iteration is not known and we have to execute the loop at least once, we can use do while loop. It is also known as exit control loop or else exit check loops since the condition is not checked in advance. So see the syntax here. Before in while loop, the while condition is at the starting point of the program, and once the condition is true, then only the program will execute. Here we'll see the while condition is end of the program. So from the top it is do. Do means just do the work or do the work, then we will see the condition. Here the do while loop will first execute the condition, execute the program, and then it will check the condition is true or false. True or false. So that is known as this do while loop is exit check loop or exit control loop. Next we will see the for loop. It enables us to initialize the loop variable, check the condition, and decrement, increment in a single line of code. We use the for loop only when we execute the number of time. We want to execute the block of code. Only we came to know the ending number, that means end number of loop times, then only we will execute the code. So let's discuss the syntax. For initialization is the starting value and the condition we are going to use for the code, and increment or decrement. Now let's see the simple program for the for loop. In the example, see, we need to print 1 to 5 using the for loop. Now check the condition. For int equal to I. Int is a data type, I is a variable, equal to 1. So the initialization value of the for loop example is 1. The loop as came to end. Let's move to the final condition of control statement, that is jump statement. Jump statement in Java or control flow statement that alter the normal sequential execution of a program by transferring control to the different part of the code. They are primarily used within loops and methods to manage their execution. Let's see the breaking statement of jumping statement. The breaking statement in Java is used to terminate a loop for while, to while, or a switch statement. When a break statement is encountered, the control flow exits the innermost enclosing loop or switch statement, and it continues with the statement immediately following up. So the syntax is break. Once the statement is continuously looping or continuously following, it's continuously running, this break statement will helps to stop or end the execution, which is running unconditionally. Mainly focus for while, do while. Now let's see continue statement. Continue statement in Java is a control flow statement used within loops for while, do while to skip the current iteration or proceed to the next iteration for the loop. When the condition is encountered, the remaining code within the current iteration of the loop is immediately skipped, and the loop control flow jump to the beginning of the next iteration or to the loop condition check in the case of while and do while. In this example, for int is equal to 1, int less than equal to 5, int plus plus. In this condition, if I is equal to 3, if I can't 3, the program will skip or print 3. Okay, so we are using the continue. If the program has come to 3,
the program will end. The condition is given as if 1, 2 and 3 have printed, the program will end. But using the continue keyword, the program will move to the next execution also, which is printed as 1, 2.
Thank you all for listening this session. I hope you gained useful information about control statement. Until then, we'll meet again in the next session. Thank you all.